there's 2 in the front yard. Can you grab that? I need to measure. It looks good. That's 10 feet to that here. Come this way. That's 10 feet to that end of that hinge. Right there. It's 20 plus feet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 stakes on that end, 2 stakes on this end, and then 2 in the middle and 2 on the front.
Are you positive that this is a radish?
Alana, you're the one who put it. You're the one who did it. I don't know.
You told me. Somebody did. No, but this was, I guess it was a car.
Okay. Here, let me.
Doesn't even look, it looks like lettuce.
Well, it's something's coming up. Come help with the post, please.
Those are the cucumbers.
Jackson, we got 8 posts. We need 2. Do we have another hammer?
No, ma'am.
We have something we can bang with, though?
Okay.
Go look. To put the netting up. 'Cause I don't need banging. No, look in the kitchen, Jack. Inside of the drawer, I think there's like a pounder, a meat pounder thing.
Maybe stop eating bugs. Stop eating bugs. Mom, is this just a precaution? You didn't really know bunnies.
But I saw bunnies. Here, go get the measuring tape so I can measure how far over that is.
Mammy, stop eating bugs.
If he needs measure this way so I can see how far. To that first post and tell me. From the fence to the first post so I know how far to come out.
This one?
From this fence to the first post, yeah. So I know how far to come out.
Just about a foot.
Okay, come and do it here. Come on, Jen.
Where you want it? Right here.
Yeah. Okay, I pound a hand. Over here.
Like that. Maybe one more.
Okay, now go 4 feet that way. Yeah, I'll let you handle it. Okay, now we need to put one back here, probably where this is. Or between, we need 2 in the back and 2 in the front.
Dear ex
So
protective
halfway,
name.
either way.
Good idea.
Probably right there where you are, Jack. Right there. Behind that one. Behind that pepper plant. Here.
Probably one on the other one.
Yeah, and then we'll need 2 here. One on the other side and one on this side. Help him to measure. Well, Mom can help measure.
Maybe it looks like it's leaning.
It probably is. A few more taps in the middle. Hold it. Maybe right about around in here somewhere.
Yeah, now that we're double looping at least.
Alright. Alon, are you gonna loop those? You gonna do the twist ties here?
Wanna do it? It's bent.
Well, that's because it's too tall at the top. That's why.
I'm talking about my little windmill.
It probably from the Jackson, give me yours. Give me one. From the wind. And that one ain't out farther enough. We're gonna have to move that one back.
Did you hear that?
See, that post is not out far enough.
Take it out.
Yeah. Okay, Jack, you see what I did? I just went
Look,
green
ma'am.
and round it up.
Hiya!
Where's the hammer? is one and the front one is one.
These two.
Yeah. And pull them closer that way. Jackson, we're gonna need you.
Okay.
Okay, here. Alana, you might have to work yourself inside of here. And we'll get ourselves out on the other side.
I pulled it. Okay. You put it in so you keep it closed and I was just like, what are you doing? Yeah, she's slipping.
It's not gonna matter, we're just outside.
Did you lose it?
Something's coming up in these too. Nothing here yet. Work yourself through here.
Sorry out there.
Just go that way. Or under. Watch, there's a plant behind you. Yeah, go to the bottom, Mama, and top. That way we can cover this tight as we can. Maybe put one of these ones. So I'm at Costco doing the shopping for my friend this morning. Remember, she's elderly. She's in her 70s. So she has a list of things she needs me to get. This is probably the first time that I've ever been to Costco for her that there's been a line. And I'm a little bit later than I normally would come. But I'm in line, trying to social distance like everybody else. But they are letting us in. It's 9. A little bit after. So the line is moving, which is helpful. I think there's a limit of how many people they let come in, and they do have the little clicker thing that they click every time a person goes in or out. So prayerfully it won't be overly long that I'll be waiting, but I'm sure I'll be waiting out here for a minute anyway. But we are moving. So the first couple people have already gone in, I'm thinking. Can't remember what the limit is that they're letting folks in, but she needed a prescription picked up, and then she also had a list of groceries that she wanted. I need to get some gas, but I may wait only because I get paid next week, and I'm trying not to overspend any of my accounts. I've only spent about $25 this month in gas. Y'all, that's a savings of, whew, good Lord, because normally my gas budget is $2.50 a month. So I'm right at $25, and it is the 25th. So 5 more days till payday. Got a little over a quarter of a tank, so I may have to bite the bullet and get gas. Gas is, I think my sister said yesterday, $1.55 a gallon, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. So anyway, they might have, oh no, they're still moving. I was gonna say they might have got to the end of how many people they were letting in, but we're still moving. So I'm gonna get in here and see how it's looking. This is what it's looking like. It's very, there's not a lot of people in. Look that way when you, well, I guess they all are just spread out. So this is as close as I am to anybody. Trying to mind my own business. I got a few things I do need to pick up for her. I need to find some basil or I need to find something for my garden to keep the insects and bugs out. I don't need anything big. I just wanted to find some basil or something else. Somebody said if I planted that in my garden, it would keep the pests out of my garden. So I'm gonna see if I can't find it. These are herbs, so let's see what this one is. Try not to touch. Oh, that's peppermint, which I do like peppermint quite a lot. These are tomatoes, which I was thinking I might want to get another tomato. But a 4-pack is $12. That's also mint. That's parsley. Okay, if you can remember, besides, I don't want to touch anything. Besides basil, what else was I supposed to plant to keep critters out of my, okay, let's see. There's sage. That wasn't on the list. There's oregano. There's bell peppers. And I don't want to touch anything. There's some dill. We don't like dill. Sweet banana peppers, though. I haven't thought about some of those. But I'm not seeing basil. Let's see. That is, no, that's not it either. Beefsteak tomatoes. I need to grab some, those are all peppers. Okay, I'm gonna skip on that. I need to get a tomato cage as well. But I do see toilet paper and paper towels. Somebody has gotten it. Probably should try to see if they got any Lysol or Clorox wipes. It says they're out of that. Oh, and they also have put on the floor the one-way signs, which way you can go. So that's helpful. But I am going to hit where the toilet paper and paper towels are to see if they have any Lysol, because she really needs Lysol. I don't know if I'm going the right way because I see people coming my direction. I could be wrong. But I'm going to check that really quickly. Everything she needs is over here in that section, but I'm going to go this way to see if I can find paper Lysol or Clorox wipes. So I check back in with you guys. There are people in here, but people are just getting what they need and getting on. Some wear masks, some no masks. So it is what it is. People make their own choices and decisions. So I'm going to
see if I can't move along. She doesn't need toilet paper, paper towels, but I'm gonna try to see if they have any Lysol for her at all. All right, you guys, so I'm leaving Costco. They would not allow me to buy 2 of the disinfectant wipes. Like, one was for my friend and one is for me. They would not allow me to buy 2, so it was fine. I do the homemade wipes at home anyway, so I have some. So I did pick up her that, and then all the other things that she asked me for. And I get the prescriptions for her dogs, and then her. The only thing they didn't have that she asked for was butternut squash. So I did have to stop at another store for that. But other than that, we are headed to the house, because that was all I came out today for, was to do her shopping for her. And I couldn't go yesterday because I was taking a class, and it would have taken me, I try to be in by 5, which our stay-at-home order has been extended till May 8th, and it's at 5 every evening. Well, that's what I try to do, is to be in by 5, but I get off work at 4, so I wouldn't have been able to come to Costco because it's in a totally different town than where I live, and do her shopping and then get home and drop it off at her house, then get back in time. So I just said I'll come Saturday morning because I didn't have anything else. The kids are at home. I don't bring them out unless they're going to allergy shots. So right now they have been in the house except for allergy shots, and Alana has only been out once because she goes once a month, and Jackson has been out twice because he goes every other week. He will come out next week, and she'll come out next week because they have shots next week. So I'm going to load up my car and head to the next store to find her squash. All right, you guys, so I am back from Costco and dropping off my friend her the things I took over for her. So the kids and I have to do some planting out in the front yard. My hosta are coming back up, which is really good because they were gone for a good while. But after we cleaned out that bed in the front of the house, they are now coming back up. But we got some additional plants. My pastor has a business. It's called Bloomers. Show Your Bloomers. It's called Show Your Bloomers. So he does like yard projects, landscaping projects and stuff. So he was pulling up some flowers in his yard, and he reconfigured some stuff. So he gave myself and another guy, another family, Zach and Lisa, he gave them some plants too. So I do need to go out and get those planted. But before I do that, what I need to do is put on some, I'm going to put on a slow cooker for marinara sauce. And then I'm going to put on an Instant Pot doing the creamy chicken and rice soup. So I'm going to put those 2 things on, and then I'm going to go out to get the flowers planted because that'll be all the outside work. Then I have to come in and get Alana's hair washed, conditioned, and combed through really, really well. So I'm going to get those couple of things done because we're just around the house doing stuff today. So one of my subscribers sent me a recipe for marinara. And so I'm going to pull that up, see if I can find it. I'm sure I can figure it out, but why when somebody sent you the recipe? In the meantime, I'm waiting for some of my children to find themselves, oh yes, getting these drinks in the fridge and the water that's not in the pantry or the coffee cabinet. Now 2 people don't need to be at the fridge. I need 1 person at the fridge and 1 person at the pantry, working out the waters for there and here, and then 1 thing over here. So which part are we working on?
The drinks.
Okay, great. Pantry. You should have called it. Tag your, well, listen, sometimes you gotta call it. Gotta call it, bruh. Well, but listen, you gotta call it though. Sometimes,
and because you're already the water guy.
but that doesn't matter. He was already there, so you should have just went and did the other thing. Period. Then put your hair up because we're going outside. So anywho, gonna get this started, and let me get my ingredients, and then I'll bring you guys back to see how I'm putting it together. But if you want to keep going in and out, that's perfectly fine. But I left that empty space down there. So I'm going to use this Hamilton Beach slow cooker. A friend of mine, when I was doing the I do a home goods swap every year, and she was cleaning out. She's like, hey, we have this, we don't really need it. It didn't go with the swap. And I just decided to keep the crock pot. Listen, I'm here for a good crock pot. However I can work it out. So I am going to rinse out the inside and the lid. But I like this one. It has the hooks on the side where it hooks the lid on. So that's helpful, especially when you're trying to travel, and ours doesn't do that. We do have the little string thing that goes across the top. And this does have nice big solid lids on the, carry handles on the side. So I'm gonna rinse out the holder, wash the top, and then we'll use that crock pot for the marinara sauce. And then I'll take you guys over to the Instant Pot. Okay, so the recipe is very simple. It does call for you to brown the onions ahead of time, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm throwing everything in the crock pot because it's just gonna cook low and slow. Will be okay. So I'm gonna add in 28 ounces of, it says crushed. I have 28 ounces of diced and 28 ounces of crushed. I don't have all crushed. If you have stewed, you can do stewed, because these can always be put in the blender to blend it up to make it fine. Some people like a chunky sauce, perfectly fine, no problem. Now, one thing I did find when I was at the store shopping for my friend this morning, they did have on the markdown produce, and I almost didn't get it. I just had to go find her some butternut squash. What I did see were these tomatoes. It's a produce rewrap, and they were 47 cents. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good sized tomatoes in there. So I'm gonna cut those up as well and throw them in and let those break down. So I have 2 cans of diced, 1 can of crushed. And again, you can always take a potato masher if it's not crushed up enough, and you can crush it more, or you can put it in a blender and blend it smooth. So I'm gonna get these chopped up, but I'm gonna also put my onions. I've got some onions left. So I'm gonna put, she said a medium onion. That's probably about a small, but it's what I have. And then I have a little bit of onion pepper blend. So this is just a way to use up all those things you still have in your freezer and fridges that you're trying to use up. This one's been in there for quite a long while, so this nut doesn't need to be used. Okay, and I'll put the rest in the other soup that I'm doing. I'm gonna get these tomatoes chopped, and then I'll come back and throw those in. All right, so now I got those tomatoes cut, and I'm gonna dump them in. I'm gonna put in a little bit of olive oil. She did give me, let me do the right increments. She said 2 to 4 cloves of garlic. We don't have any the bulbs, so I'll just use this. And we do have an extra one of these in the pantry. I always try to keep an extra because we like garlic at our house. So we're a garlic family. I'm gonna add some onion powder. This is some oregano. I need a little bit of sugar. Or we're using monk fruit. I don't have parsley, so I'm not using that. But I'm using a little bit of the minced onions. A little garlic powder. Even though I did put fresh garlic in there, I love the way garlic smells. It's beautiful. We're gonna put, Alana says, except on your breath. She right. some salt, because we do want to have some salt. And then we'll put some pepper as well. And I'm going to use just a pinch of the monk fruit to cut the acidity of all the tomatoes. I'm going to put that on low for 4 to 5 hours. So low, 4 to 5 hours. And now moving over to the Instant Pot to start the soup. All right, we're gonna get started on the creamy chicken and ranch soup. So I am gonna have, I'm gonna just throw everything in. I throw everything in except my cream cheese and my heavy cream. I keep that till the end. So that's all the rest of the onions that I had. I'm gonna put in 2 bags of just frozen cauliflower. I'm gonna mash this at the end so I don't have to rice it right now. And this is the kind that doesn't, this is not the steamable kind, so it works perfectly in the Instant Pot. So I did have 2 bags of that. Now, I'm trying to use up some of the produce items that I had in the fridge. So I had a couple things of carrots, a couple of kid snack bags of carrots that they did not eat. So I'm going to pour those out. I'm going to give those a chop. I had some celery and I had some spinach. Can somebody come and pick through the spinach, please? And then I do have trash. So I'm just going to chop off some of these ends that don't look well. It's just not that many, just a couple. And then I'm just going to give those a rough chop, throw them in. We don't do a lot of carrots, and we usually only have carrots if I do a Mississippi roast or if I do this soup. And I have not done this soup in a couple weeks. I think it was one of the items on our food list, and we will update you on the food list and let you know how it's going and what we've cooked so far. I've got some celery that's kind of looking a little worn, so open the bag up. Open the bag up. So as the easiest thing is to just put it all in a soup so you're not losing food. So in order to keep from having food waste, take all of your older veggies. That's why we try to cook everything first. And go ahead and get them used up. So I do have some celery, and I'm just going to go ahead and some of these just really need to go. Some of these I'm going to put in some water. So like some of these are okay to keep. I'm going to wash them off. But some of these, those couple outside leaves will just need to go ahead and go. So I am going to get these all rinsed up. Get them all rinsed. Get them all chopped. And then what we can save, I'll put in some water and put back in the fridge for some other meals. I'm going to get the tops of these cut off, and the bottoms will be cut off. Jackson, I got trash. And we still haven't put the chicken in yet.
When will that go in?
Right now, as soon as I chop this up. Yes, I do.
Did you put it on the deep?
Huh?
Did you put us on the deep?
Probably. I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know.
You didn't choose the deep?
Did they have new shows now?
No, Mom. That one already has 3 seasons.
Oh, I don't know.
Remember, it's about ant and...
Yeah, but I don't know if it was me that mentioned it. I mean, it could have been. I just don't remember.
I mean, I don't know what it is about moms, but they do end up choosing this stuff.
There's still more trash here.
No, Mom. Fun fact. The mother in the deep, Keiko,
It's awesome.
has the same voice actor as what's her name? Masako.
From what?
Ninjago.
Oh, from Ninjago.
Lloyd's mom.
Oh.
They're both the same one. And you know what? There's another guy from the deep who also has the same voice in both shows.
Oh,
I know.
that's awesome.
And confusing.
It could be confusing. I'll cut this bottom half right there.
So, how did you learn how to call it anyway?
From the Downton Abbey people. Okay, I need one of those flat
We have to
tubs.
have all the spinach in here.
All that we can use. Anything else we just need to, it's what we can use. Open it up. If that's good, there's some good. It smells okay. There's a couple in there. Some of them just get used in a while. And then all these spinach don't last a long, long time.
Yeah, this one's supposed to go out today.
So we'll just need to chop it up. One of those bowls that you would save stuff in, like a square bowl with the top on it, so I can just cut these celery stalks so we can save them. I might be able to make another soup. I just need to put a little bit of water in the bottom of that. And then that can go in the fridge. The chicken, trash. Can put the top on it. All right, so here's my Costco chicken, and what we typically do is we'll just go ahead and use the 2 breasts for this soup, and then we'll have the thighs and wings for another meal. So it's just one way to use up a meal, you know, stretch out a meal, is I'd usually just take these 2 breasts and cut them off. So when I go shopping for my friend, she always makes me pick up a chicken for me and the kids. Me and the kids don't need a chicken, but she never feels better unless I get a chicken. She doesn't pay me to do her shopping, and I don't ask her to pay me to do her shopping. I don't mind doing it, but she always wants me to pick up a chicken. The first couple of times I did not do it, and so in order that I don't have to argue with an old person because she wants me to do it, I just picked up the chicken. So again, I'm just cutting off the breast piece, and then we'll save everything else for another meal. That could be another meal. So I usually try to spread out as much meal as I can. I do pull all the breast and tenderloin pieces out. My hands are clean. I did wash them. And then we'll put that to the side, and we'll use those. I usually put a barbecue sauce or Parmesan sauce or something to keep for another meal. So I'm gonna rough chop this chicken because it will break down some in the Instant Pot. So that's just a rough chop of the chicken. We don't like huge hunk pieces, but we don't like it to be ground, like fine ground chicken. That's not our fave either. So we kind of just have gotten accustomed to the chunky pieces. And 2 breasts. We'll make this soup, and this soup will last us at least a lunch and a dinner. There's a bone in there somewhere. Okay. Let's try to pull that out. Okay, now the only thing I'm going to do left is put the seasoning in, the ranch packet, and some water. I have some frozen broth. Maybe I can put some frozen broth in here. But I will put just some regular water in so that it gets to the bottom of the Instant Pot. So I will put some regular water in here. I do have I have some broth in the kitchen freezer. Let me wash my hands. Just 1. Oh, 2. But I need salt and pepper too.
Noodles, rice, cauliflower rice. I'm being honest. Don't you love it when you combine? For us and you. We'll see.
All right. The frozen broth is in the freezer.
This?
No.
Are you eating that? Go in, please.
Okay, I'm gonna put salt. Put a lot of salt because there's 2 things of cauliflower down there, and I want to make sure that once we get to stir it up, it'll all be salted, well salted. We'll put some minced onions, even though we put a few onions in there, but that's the rest of this. So that's out. I put a little bit of garlic powder. And then I'll do 2 packages of the ranch.
Are you done trashing?
I'm done with my trash. There's a little bit here now. And the box. Oh, this too. So I'll put 2 packets of this. Did you see my thing, Alana?
What's the thing?
My stock.
I'm trying to break one of these up.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna, if we can run some water over it, it'll.
2 cups, I think. Or 1 cup. No, 2 cups.
Put that in. Alright. It'll loosen up the bag at all.
Eggs and toast. All right, I'm just taking some hot water and running it over my broth because I do have a couple bags of broth in the house freezer. I've got a ton of broth outside in the outside freezer, but I did want to make sure that I did use what I have. That's my biggest thing now, is using up what we have. Oh, there we go. We got it unfroze. So, using up what we have. All right. So I'm going to add this in. There's all kinds of great little bits at the bottom there. So you'll see all of that, and I'll get it pushed down pretty good. And then that last little bit of juice, we'll just pour it down there. And then I'll put just a tiny bit more of water down so that we don't get the burn signal. We'll finish up cleaning here, and then we will head outside. Close the vent. I'm going to put it on soup or broth. This is going to go for 15 minutes. No problem, because it doesn't matter. I want that cauliflower to be cooked down. We are going to put all of the rest of these dishes in the dishwasher and head outside.
Ooh, what are they?
They're flowers. I can't remember the name of them right now, but I'll figure it out. You sent me the name. But what I'm trying to do is not rake all the mulch out, but I want to find some spaces where I can put, put the flowers in and then put the mulch back. See right here?
Should I like dump them out this way or just pull them out?
Just pull them out, though. I just want to put a hole. It's probably a couple of them at one time, Jack. See, this is one bunch. Let's see how many I have. See how many bunches. That's one big bunch. See, that's two. But those can probably go. Let's see. Dump the black basket out so we don't hurt the roots. Just dump the basket out. Let's see how we look at it. A lot of that's just dirt. Okay, see, I just want to put one here, one in there, one right there, and maybe one right there. So do I have 5 of them?
Yeah.
Do I have 5? 5 big bundles, maybe?
You can get like 3 or 4.
3 or 4? Okay. I'm going to get it planted, and then we're going to push the mulch back. So I'm going to make a hole over here, bring one of the bundles over. Wow. What is it? Just sand in your shoe? Just dirt? Okay, bring one. See if that hole's big enough. I need you to wiggle it in there, Jack. Come on. I might need to put more. Let me make the hole bigger. And then take the shoe of your boot and kick the dirt back around. Don't bruise the plant. Thanks. Get some over here too. Because these roots are still out. You're about to use your hand. That's mulch.
You want the dirt?
We want the dirt. Because I'm going to put the mulch back around the bottom. Look right there.
How'd you get them?
PT gave them to me. Okay, hold that.
Who brought them?
He brought them to the church. I picked them up.
Oh, so that's okay.
Alana, come hold the leaves up so I can get this mulch back around.
Gardening house.
Jackson, no. The dog might walk around. Alana might come around. That'll hurt somebody.
Who's moving? I think two will move out the car. What? That's like, that's like
Go that way,
maggots.
Jackson. I mean, Alana.
They look like maggots.
Who?
The, I know, orange one. Or is he in yellow?
Okay. Let me see.
I think it's an orange one, but it looks like maggots.
I don't think so. You know, almost everybody.
How many do we have? Let's see how many bundles we have. Can we get the
somebody
bundles
moving here.
separated? This
Yeah.
is one bundle right here.
Well, I think it's somebody moving here.
Is that
Not
one
moving
bundle?
out.
Lift it. Here, let me chop it apart.
That's one.
Hold that.
Is this a
Watch
bundle?
out. It should be.
We will need to investigate though.
I don't think anybody can move in down there. There are no houses down there.
There might be some for sale though. I don't remember, but
Well,
it could
that
be.
house that was for sale technically did get bought by somebody,
Here,
so we have a new
grab
shower.
that one.
So what's that make like?
Yeah, I want to see if I can pull it apart. Try. Okay. Watch your hand.
So no. The only new houses are the ones that are all the way down to the land.
I don't want to break that too bad. Okay. We'll do two more. Here, take that.
Okay.
Then you make you.
Right there and are you right there? Oh, you want to do it right there? That's a good spot. So what are they?
Come on, Jackson. I got the name in my. You need to dig down. Chop it down. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah. You're making a hole, so chop and pull. Chop and pull. Chop it, yeah, like that. You want to make a big enough hole so that this one. Digging out the hole.
Up the dirt. Sam. Mammy. Hey. Hey.
Let's see if
Hey,
that'll
you
fit.
there. Somebody's moving.
We're investigating.
By the look of the car that was behind the moving truck.
Okay. Now,
I have
we
a
take
theory.
the dirt and we put it back around.
But I can't remember which house.
Those are all roots, Jack. We need to make sure they try to get into the hole.
I'm sure we'll see it later. And somebody's car.
We want them in the hole, not surrounded by dirt. We want them in the hole, the roots in the hole.
Maybe it's that house right next to the ladies.
Lift it out again, lift it out again.
You're right. They have that kind of car.
Still has that kind of
Now let's drop it in.
so we can get the roots in. Yeah. Now put the dirt back around.
Mammy. Come over here.
Mama, they need to go in the bag. Push it back up there. All the dirt came out, it needs to go back. Look, on this side. There's no dirt.
That's to be on your side of the garden.
Here.
It's okay. Hey, Mr. Ray.
And we distribute it. Hold that.
It's the
It's
mail lady.
It's just dirt. It'll be okay.
Mail lady. What if she has
Alana,
them
hold those up so I can get my mulch.
What if they're in
Could be.
like what?
It might be.
Mom, question.
Yeah.
They put their doors on the right side just because mailboxes tend to be on the right.
Go on that side. And that's the mailman.
Oh, normally a lady drives that one.
Okay, let's see if we can drop them down.
Can we,
Fluff them out.
Yeah.
Okay, too much here, too much.
I'm gonna go in here a little bit. Okay, let me see. Jackson, go make me some plant food.
Mammy, I'm making some plant food.
Okay, let's see how many more I got, Alon. I can put another one in here.
That's what I was thinking.
Because you see my things are coming back up. My hostas are coming up. All right.
Look. Look. Got my jump.
Put your hand in.
Yes, mother.
Okay. Look at that. Something's in the yard.
And look. All of them clean.
Along.
Yes, mama.
Come around. Look here. That's some ouch. That needs to go in the trash.
It's not alive, right?
No, it's like a little nail or something. But I didn't want to put it back in the ground.
Of course. What do you think? Do you think this is trashable? Thank you. You have dirt on you. You're still trying to break it in half?
Yeah. It's just the roots are so big.
See, Mom? Now this is more like it.
Hey, pull it out again, Alana. I gotta make that hole bigger.
Uh-oh.
Did it come apart?
Yeah, it's a mess. Hey, man, we knocked on our camera.
Here, let's see if it'll go now, Alana.
Maybe you like me because I play with you, don't you?
Lift it up and make sure the root system goes underneath it. Yeah.
That's a weed? Okay. Weeds are the stringy ones.
Enemy.
Or the enemy. Is the root system in?
No, no, no. Hold it up again. Yeah, all of that needs to be into is long skinny things need to be inside. Yeah, like that. Like that. Yeah. Now, don't put the dirt around. Put the dirt now. Okay. Now let me see if I can get the mulch back around it. You're all right. It won't kill.
No, she's not moving.
Plant
Food is ready.
Okay, let's pick up some of these pieces here and see what we have left over because I might get one more in there. Because that's a hosta right there. That's a hosta.
What's a hosta?
It's another plant. I love a hosta.
It's a hosta.
Jackson, come and pick out some of
Where
these.
is it?
pieces here. See if there's anything else with a root system that might could grow. Hosta?
Yeah.
That,
What is it?
that green. There's some coming up in here. In that over there.
What is that? What are they for?
Anything here?
A snail.
They're just flowers. Plants. They're plants, really. Okay, let's just get rid of these. 'Cause I don't see anything.
And a
there.
beetle. Jackson, all 4 of them came in one package, like together.
Okay,
And a letter for Trandom.
Jackson, if you'll go ahead and grab just a trash bag, dump that in so it can go into the.
Really?
Okay, hey everybody, just finishing out the vlog from 2 days ago. And I don't know, we've just been busy, so we didn't have time to finish the vlog. And anyways, I'm going to show you how the marinara sauce turned out. And there is no soup to show you, but it turned out really good, and it was really, really good to eat. So, let's just go look at one of these freezer bags full of soup. No, marinara sauce. Ah, dang, it's stuck together. Well, we're stuck together, so let's pull it out. So that's what they look like. See some of the air where it is in, and some of those tomato chunks. What was in that pan? Well, we don't know yet, so figure that out. But that's how those turned out. So anyways, everybody, thanks for stopping by Mom's channel. Like the video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell so that you never miss a notification from us. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.